Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys of Magic. This is Hunter, Steven, and Shane. Say what up, boys.
Hello.
What up, nerds?
We are back with another video. This one we were not expecting to make at all, were we, boys?
Nope, not even a little bit.
I
No,
knew it
you
was
weren't. You're
coming.
lying.
You knew it was
I
coming
always
up.
knew.
Well, MagicCon Chicago is happening this weekend, and boy, oh boy, did they kick off the weekend with a load of spoilers from pretty much the next 4 sets. That's Outlaws at Thunder Junction, that's Modern Horizons 3, that's Assassin's Creed, and that's Bloomburrow, all the way over in August. So we got a bunch of cards to talk about. But before we get into it, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you stay up to date with all the cool content that we got going on. But let's jump into the first set that's coming out after this one, where we're in right now, Murders Karlov Manor. Oko himself.
He's back.
It's Oko, the ringleader. 2, a green and a blue for a starting loyalty of 3. He is a legendary planeswalker. It's got a static ability that just says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, Oko the Ringleader becomes a copy of up to 1 target creature you control until end of turn, except he has hexproof. It has a +1 ability to draw 2 cards. If you've committed a crime this turn, discard a card. Otherwise, discard 2 cards. It has a -1 that says create a 3/3 green elk creature token, and a -5, which is his ultimate, that says for each other non-land permanent you control, create a token that's a copy of that permanent.
Wow.
That is quite the ultimate, if you ask me.
Hey, the biggest thing I see here, bud, a minus create an elk that is not your creature. I love it. Because Oko is annoying as shit.
Yeah, the original +1 of just elking something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously been turned down. And if you don't already know, what is committing a crime? Well, that is targeting your opponent or their opponent's stuff. So, like, if you deal damage to someone, that's committing a crime. If you target their graveyard, their library, their hand, that's committing a crime. Doing anything to your opponent is considered committing a crime.
If you look at him.
Well, you're okay.
What if I have some cards in hand? Do you pay the 1?
Do you pay
Ooh,
the one?
that's committing the crime, Steven.
That's
This is
not
a pretty good
actually
card, though, dude.
targeting. Targeting is committing crime.
Yeah,
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 but
I know, I know, I
yeah,
know.
I completely agree. Oko the Ringleader is a really good planeswalker.
Yeah. Really good. You think so too, Steven? He's Simic. And you know how you love Simic.
Yeah, it's Simic. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
A +1 to draw 2 cards is powerful. I don't care if you have to discard 2 cards as well. It's still very good. Just draw 2 cards.
Also, this is my first time seeing the set symbol, dude. I love the cowboy hat.
Yeah, the cowboy hat's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Let's move on to another creature that's part of his clan. It's Tinybones, the Pickpocket. It's 1 black mana for a 1/1 legendary creature, skeleton rogue. It's got Death Touch and says whenever Tinybones the Pickpocket deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target non-land permanent card from that player's graveyard, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell.
Dude, I was about to ask you, how do you know what this mana cost is? I couldn't find it at first. I was like, what's happening?
Right next to the right-hand top corner of the image itself.
I see it now,
So,
yeah.
yeah, this is the wanted treatment.
Dude, we called it.
They said the wanted treatment is only going to be for Oko and his clan.
Oh. Well, we
But what do
speculated
we
about
think?
it, right? We said, hey, they've got to put in a wanted poster.
Has to be wanted poster
On,
and
it
cowboy
has to
set,
be.
and here we are. How do we feel about Tinybones? Tinybones is back, first time since Jumpstart.
I really like the other Tinybones just because it leans more into a discard theme, which I mean this one does too. Uh this is a pretty fun card. I like the artwork here a lot more though.
Yeah. Also, I think it's going to be great, dude, because no one wants to block a Death Toucher, so they're more than likely going to get in for that combat and then cast your opponent's stuff. Seems pretty fun.
It does.
And this will usually always come down turn 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are some of the people from Oko's little faction. Let's talk about a card that is a crime. It is Hell to Pay. It's X and a red for a sorcery. It says Hell to Pay deals X damage to target creature. Create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the amount of excess damage dealt to that creature this way. I don't know about this one.
I
Tap
really
treasure
wish.
token.
I don't mind the tap treasure tokens. I just really wish this artwork was more like some monstrous amount of damage going onto like a tiny little thing, because I feel like I'm always just gonna hit a token. Little 1/1 token.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's also more that's its sorcery speed. So
Yeah.
those tap treasures are literally useless till your next turn. You couldn't just
So
keep up
slow.
mana.
Everything's so slow.
Hmm.
Amulet of Vigor.
I
Okay.
understand that. That's one card, but like,
But I'll always have it in my hand.
Yeah, but this is
Okay.
also a standard set, right?
this is a standard set.
So we
Yes,
can think about this playing in standard. Slow.
it is
What
slow.
is what is
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Steven. It's a
standard?
forbidden word for you, but still. Yeah, interesting card.
Yeah, it is interesting for sure. Let's move on to another card. It's Fblthp, Lost on the Range. It's 1 and 2 blue for a 1/1 legendary creature, Homunculus. It's got War 2. It says you may look at the top card of your library anytime. The top card of your library has plot. The plot cost is equal to its mana cost. And you may plot non-land cards from the top of your library. So, in the
So.
stream, when they announced this, they specifically said, we are not going to tell you what plot is. You guys are going to have to guess until they actually show more of the set on March 26th. What do we think plot is, guys?
Let's hear it, Steven.
I really think it's like a suspend mechanic in a weird way. Maybe a little bit different, but I think it's going to be around that same kind of style.
I was
Maybe.
gonna say that's it. I was gonna say I kind of feel like it might be an adventure, same thing where it's you have to do something and you can cast it later.
You just take a turn off and you can it casts on your next turn.
Let's think about what is plotting. Plotting, you have to think about what you're doing. You have to like set up a plan.
But here's my question.
What?
It says the top card of your library has plot, and then also you may plot non-land cards from the top of your library. Is it the same thing? So, what do you think? What is plotting?
Well, because maybe because the plot doesn't necessarily mean that you can play that card, but this card's saying that you can play that card. Like just because it has plot doesn't mean you can cast it.
Maybe plotting is normally just on permanent spells, and this card specifically says you can plot non-land cards.
Maybe.
Or maybe plotting is just land cards, and this is saying non-land cards.
True. Yeah, because that's true too. Because we don't know. Is it okay? Is it plot like setting up a plan, or is it a plot of land? There you go. We don't even know.
But it also
You could be
says the
planting
plot
flowers.
cost is
Yeah.
equal to its mana cost. So mana costing of lands.
Okay, we don't even know.
Great.
I guess we have no idea.
Comment down below if you guys have any kind of idea what plot might be. We have no idea.
This
All
is
we
like-
know is that you can do it from the top of your library.
This is like the battle all over again, dude. We had no idea about the battle.
Speaking of battle, look in the background here. That giant dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, the artwork here is so fun to me just because he's lost on the range and he just found himself in this very, very bad predicament.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Good
grabbing
old
his hip
Fblthp.
too. Like, where's my gun?
I'm like, I don't know how I ended up here.
Let's move on to this next card. It is Sword of Wealth and Power. It is 3 generic mana for an artifact equipment. It says equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from instants and from sorceries. It also says whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. And when you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Equipped cost of only 2.
Ow.
Yeah, so they said that the entire story of Outlaws of Thunder Junction is Oko and his gang are doing a big heist, a massive heist to get inside this vault in the middle of the plane. Inside the vault is these fantastic loot. This is one of the loots inside. As you can see down in the bottom left corner of the card, it has the set code BIG, which was like big score. It was supposed to be a supplemental set similar to Aftermath. They scrapped that idea after they saw Aftermath kind of didn't do well, so this is just going to be in the set itself.
This card's nuts.
This card is nuts.
Jesus, dude.
This card good.
Yeah. It's one of those things where when the good card comes up, we're all gonna go, "Yep, this card good."
It's wild. We
Super
thought we
wild.
had our finished 10 swords, but now here's sword number 11.
Surprise.
Does that mean they're going to keep continuing the swords?
Probably.
Yeah.
We're going to see protection from permanents.
I mean, the question you got to ask yourself is like, are they going to keep finishing the swords, or are we going to run out of money to spend on magic cards?
They're going to keep finishing the swords because we're never going to run out.
No.
Exactly. But protection from removal seems good. I mean, granted, it doesn't block a board wipe, but it will block damage spells. That's cool.
Dude, creating treasure tokens too when you're dealing damage, this card has so much stuff. And it copies, like what? There's too much text on this, dude. Yikes.
Hashtag best sword.
Free spells are good, treasure's good, protection's good. A lot of good ticking off the box there, dude.
Yeah. Let's move on to another card from the Vault. It's Nexus of Becoming. It's 6 generic mana for an artifact. It says at the beginning of combat on your turn, draw a card. Then you may exile an artifact or creature card from your hand. If you do, create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except it's a 3/3 golem artifact creature in addition to its other types. Do we think this card's good?
Yeah.
For 6 mana?
I mean, it's 6 mana, but dude, you're basically cheating stuff in.
Yeah, it's true.
You get it to 3/3, but dude, it's still the effects.
Best part about
It's
this
kind
card.
of
The best part about this card is it's at the beginning of a combat, meaning you don't have to take a turn off for it to do its thing.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. That one, I think it was 5 mana, and you got to discover 5 at your end step.
Yeah.
I don't know what the card's called, but I remember what you're talking about.
It kind of reminds me of that in a weird way. You know, obviously this, you know what you're gonna grab.
Yeah.
With
or what you're gonna get, yeah.
I mean, I'm a big fan of this, man. I mean, in artifact decks, I mean, 6 mana is nothing to scoff at, but it's very attainable.
Yeah, for sure. Also in this set, not only are they putting these vault cards in the set as well, they're putting kind of like the mystical archives or the artifacts from the Brothers' War, kind of just a set within a set of cards that are crimes. So it's all cards that are reprints that are crimes. We're not going to be showing any reprints in this video because there's so much to talk about with new cards by itself. If you wanted to see that, I do think you guys could go look on the internet for those. It's pretty cool. Like example, Thoughtseize, that's going to be reprinted in this set. And they said you're going to be getting 1 per pack.
So,
yeah, not bad.
Oh, I think this is another good card. Good, dude.
But that was going to be it for all of the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Moving on to another set coming out this year. It is Modern Horizons 3. I just said we weren't talking about reprints, but I think this is a pretty big one to talk about. They announced, yes, that's right, we are getting all of the enemy fetches. Finally. Took them a while. What do you think about this Polluted Delta? I did it just for you, Steven.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to spend $500 on a collector booster box.
Yeah, the artwork here, knock it out of the park once again. I love, it's fetches.
It's gorgeous, man.
It is.
It really is.
We can
I really hope this knocks down
upgrades.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I really hope this knocks down the price of the other fetches so I can finally afford them all.
Yeah, seriously. These enemy fetches are way up there in price, and if you guys have been watching our $300 upgrades, we don't even put those in the deck most of the time. So hopefully we can get these reprinted and it'll lower the price than what they are, because they are pretty expensive right now.
I want to put them in my upgrades, dude.
But let's talk about the new cards. Like I said, this first one, Psychic Frog. It is blue and a black for a 1/2 creature frog. It says whenever Psychic Frog deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, draw a card. You can also have an ability where it says discard a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Psychic Frog. And another ability says exile 3 cards from your graveyard. Psychic Frog gains flying until end of turn.
Even tell me why you love this card. This card looks awesome.
I mean, it's a great piece of art.
That too, but it's also Demir's. It ticks all your boxes, dude.
Ticks that first box.
You don't like this card? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, it's a good card. Comes down early, which is really nice. I don't know, man. Like, I know it sounds funny because I love milling and I love bringing stuff back from the graveyard, but I hate exiling cards from my own graveyard.
That's true.
Okay,
I don't like doing that either.
That's really like my biggest stipulation. The discard a card to put a +1/+1 counter on this. I mean, that's perfectly fine. I mean, you're drawing so many cards in this color format anyways.
Yeah.
But
This-
I mean, yeah.
This is a really a nod to the old card Psychotog. That's what they said. It used to be a really good card back in the day. It was a world champ deck in 2002 or something like that. Yeah, good little nod to the old cards.
Dude, my favorite part is not looking at all the things you send us all day. This is my first time seeing the spoilers, and it like lights up my face because I'm like, this looks awesome. This art
Yeah.
is amazing.
It's psychedelic, dude.
Yeah, dude, like you're getting my genuine like, holy shit, that's cool.
Well, let's talk about the next one. Emrakul is back. That's right. Emrakul, the world anew. It's 12 generic mana for a 12/12 legendary creature Eldrazi. It says when you cast this spell, gain control of all creatures target player controls. It's got flying and protection from spells and from permanents that were cast this turn. It also says when Emrakul, the world anew, leaves the battlefield, sacrifice all creatures you control, and a madness cost of pay 6 colorless mana.
It's pretty
Boom.
cool.
Emrakul is back in all its glory.
That's pretty
I
cool,
love this
dude.
card so much.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. They did announce on stream that this will have somewhat of an Eldrazi theme to it. So that's going to be cool. Modern Horizons 3 Eldrazi themed.
I'm looking forward to Modern Horizons 3, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
My wallet's not.
It's not,
is
but you're
the-
whew.
The summertime premium product. Modern Horizons 3.
Yo, I got a thought. You think this goes right into Beamtown Bullies?
No, because
What?
it has to be cast.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, when it leaves, though.
Yeah. Like you give it
Yeah.
to your opponent and then it leaves. They sacrifice everything they have. Like that could be so mean.
Yeah, but they're probably going to. Yeah, you're right. It is goaded, so it's
Yeah.
going to swing at somebody.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
cool.
feel like David might put this in there.
Mhm.
Cool card though, regardless. I know Steven said it. Like, yeah, really cool card.
Yeah, definitely. Let's move on to a new card. They said that they decided to continue doing the free spells in the Modern Horizon set because it wasn't broken last time. They made a whole joke about it. But this one is Flare of Cultivation. It's 1 and 2 green for sorcery that says you may sacrifice a non-token green creature rather than pay its spell's mana cost. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Reveal those cards, put one on the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand, and then shuffle.
Yeah,
Free
card.
Cultivation. Yeah. Cultivate.
Card's sick.
Yeah. I mean, they said that they understood their issue with the last time they'd made these, while the extra free spell was you had to discard something out of your hand, but that was too easy. So they're trying to use the battlefield a little more.
Yeah.
So you have to sacrifice more of your resources that are in play.
Right.
Yeah, I really like the pumping the brakes and saying non-token as well.
Yep.
They
I was
did.
gonna mention
Yes.
that.
They did say that as well.
That'd be way too easy.
Mhm.
Yo, my little 1/1. Get 2 lands. Thank you.
But I'm curious to see the rest of this cycle. The other 4 colors should be good. Not only are they doing a cycle of free spells, but they are doing another cycle of how the Planeswalker got their spark in the first place. That's right, we're visiting old characters that we've never seen in Magic get their spark like they did in Magic Origins. This one they spoiled today is Ajani. This is Ajani Nacatl Pariah. It is 1 and a white for a 1/2 legendary creature cat warrior. It says when it enters the battlefield, create a 2/1 white cat warrior creature token. It also says whenever one or more other cats you control die, you may exile Ajani, then return him to the battlefield transformed under control. When he's transformed, he turns into a Ajani Nacatl Avenger. It's a legendary planeswalker with a starting loyalty of 3. It has a +2 that says put a +1/+1 counter on each cat you control. It has a 0 that says create a 2/1 white cat warrior creature token. When you do, if you control a red permanent other than Ajani Nacatl Avenger, he deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to any target. And a -4, which says each opponent chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents they control, and sacrifices the rest.
Okay, you love this card.
I do and I don't. And the reason that I don't is because of that 0 ability where you have to have a red permanent. And a lot of the times the cat deck I run is Selesnya. So I'm not going to have that red permanent. So the fun fact how Ajani got his spark is that his brother Jazal dies, which is in the picture there. So his brother dies, he goes on a rage rampage. So that's
Sad.
depicted in his Planeswalker.
He's avenging.
Cool card though. I like it.
He is. Yeah, it is a cool card. Like I said though, I don't know if I'm gonna play it just because I don't like to run red in the cat decks that I make.
Yeah, well,
Unless
maybe you will.
we're talking about a certain Ren and Seri. That's right. Throw that night deck.
I
Exactly.
bet it's right next to you in a nice box.
It is. Let's go ahead and get on to the next card. Let's move on to the Assassin's Creed cards. That's right, we're doing Universes Beyond here too. It's Ezio, Auditore da Firenze. It's 1 and a black for a 3/2 legendary creature human assassin. It's got menace and it says assassin spells you cast have free running 2 black mana. What is that? It says you may cast a spell for its free running cost if you dealt combat damage to a player this turn with an assassin or commander. It also says when Ezio deals combat damage to a player, you may pay a white, a blue, a black, a red, and a green if that player has 10 or less life. When you do, that player loses the game.
Oh, you're like assassinating them.
Bang. You have murdered them.
Cool.
Man, I
cool
really
card.
wanted to like this card.
You wanted to?
What about it that
Yeah.
you don't like it?
I mean, dude, they're at 10 health, man. Just like,
Hey,
pay
sometimes
5 mana. Just swing.
sometimes it's hard to finish the job, dude. I'm just saying.
Nah, I'm a
True.
finisher.
You're
Okay.
free running, dude. Look at you run. What do we think about free running, though? Real talk.
Great mechanic.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
It's an alternate cost though, so does it get around commander tax with its commander?
It does.
Nice.
However, this spell is in the command zone if you wanted to run it as a commander, meaning it doesn't
Attack with
have
another
free
assassin?
running.
What do you mean?
Doesn't
It
have-
says an assassin.
So I suppose you can't have free running.
Right.
This
and
has to be
card
on the
isn't-
field.
This card's not on the field.
You're saying if you had
Oh,
another assassin, is what you're trying to say? Not
Yeah,
this one
no.
in particular?
got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So this something needs to be on the field that gives this free running from
Got
the
it.
command zone.
Never mind.
It's not an engine 2.
Damn
Not as
it.
cool.
Damn it. I bet you we see
Casting
it though with
restrictions
assassins, right?
still- Yeah, we're gonna find out. We got a lot
Yeah,
of cards to talk about. Let's go ahead and move on to the next Assassin's Creed card. It is Altair Ibn La'Ahad. It is a red, a white, and a black for a 3/3 legendary creature human assassin. It's got first strike, and it says whenever it attacks, exile up to 1 target assassin creature card from your graveyard with a memory counter on it. Then, for each creature card you own in exile with a memory counter on it, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of it. Exile those tokens at the end of combat.
Great.
Very strong. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
The card treatment though is disgustingly ugly.
It's not great.
No,
I mean, I understand why people don't like it.
I
I'm not like.
horribly don't like it.
I mean, it gives like the Animus vibes, like when you're jumping into it and like in the loading screen. So I definitely understand why this looks like it.
Sure,
But yes, they could have done a little better.
dude. Like it just
So it sounds like
screams
you know what you're talking
Xbox.
about, Steven.
I mean, I played a lot of the Assassin's Creed games. Um, not like lore heavy. I really just went in to assassinate people.
mean,
think
I
that's
played the
what most
first
people
one.
do.
The first one was awesome, and then I don't think I played the second one. Then I never played any other one. So the first one was awesome though.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about these when this set comes out. A lot of these cards. But let's move on to the next card. It is the Animus. You just mentioned it, Steven. It's 2 generic mana for a legendary artifact. It says at the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target legendary creature card from a graveyard with a memory counter on it. Has another ability we can tap it. Until your next turn, target legendary creature you control becomes a copy of target creature card in exile with a memory counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery.
Definitely gonna be building an Assassin's Creed deck.
It seems like all the cards kind of work together.
I mean, yeah. It's like the whole
Yeah.
point. The assassins working together.
Yeah, there you go, dude. The synergies are real in this set, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this card, though?
It's great. God, I love this card.
Yeah.
2 mana at the beginning of your end step. Just do some fun stuff. Granted, you do have that restriction where it has to be a legendary creature, but I don't think that's a big deal.
Yeah,
Like it could be your
specific legendary
commander, I
for
guess.
both times.
Yeah. I don't know. It
Right.
seems interesting. Like, cool mechanic. I just don't know how
You
it's
could
gonna
throw this
play
into
out.
5-color legends. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Really good card for that.
I mean, I just like it because if you're dealing with a deck that's trying to bring back a bunch of stuff on the opponent's side, I mean, this really shuts off trying to get their big bad creatures because normally they're usually all legendary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
move
That's all I
on.
got.
How about this one? This is the Buy a Box promo. It is Hidden Blade. It's 2 generic mana for an artifact equipment. It's got flash. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. If that creature is an assassin, it gains Death Touch until end of turn. The equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has first strike. Quick cost 2.
This card is nuts.
Is it? For assassins, sure.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
I understand that. But I'm also kind of bummed this is the Buy Box promo. And the reason I say that is because they showed the alternate art, which means the art that you can get in the set. It's an uncommon card.
Huh.
I mean,
Yeah,
it doesn't
but
bother me.
here,
I don't care.
it's a rare.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Buy a box, Steven.
Hey, but we know First Strike Death Touch is pretty good, so
First strike Death Touch is good when it's an assassin,
I'm aware. I'm just saying.
but it
First
will
strike,
get
Death
first
Touch,
strike if it's not an
Assassin,
assassin still, and it has flash, so that it is good to flash in first strike.
Steven just kept saying words while you're talking, and I'm just like,
Flash.
who do I follow right now? I don't know who's talking.
Flash.
I get it. I get it.
How about real life characters that are in the game that are now magic cards? That's wild, right? Leonardo da Vinci. It's 2 and a blue for a 3/3 legendary creature, Human Artificer. It has an ability that costs 3 and 2 blue. It says until end of turn, Thopters you control have base power and toughness XX, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Has another ability where you can pay 2 and a blue, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. If the discarded card was an artifact card, exile it from your graveyard. If you do, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 0/2 Thopter artifact creature with flying in addition to its other types. Look at that.
This is ridiculous, dude.
Leonardo da Vinci.
I can't believe this is real.
My favorite comment on the internet is if you play Maskwood Nexus with this card, he happens to be a mutant Ninja Turtle.
What?
All creature types.
Oh my god. Stupid. Just that's stupid. But
I love it.
the fact that you can have what deck are you playing tonight, Hunter? Oh, I'm gonna play my Leonardo da Vinci deck. I think it was pretty fun. I might throw out, one of the Lord of the Rings spells. Maybe the One Ring comes out. Like, what in the hell are we talking about right now?
Leonardo da Vinci deck.
Okay.
What do you think of this card,
I
Steven?
don't know.
You know how we always say good card good or bad card bad?
Yeah.
Card.
Card is card.
Card is card.
Card.
I guess in the almighty words of Stephen, meh.
Can you quote your own? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, you can quote yourself.
Quote yourself. How about another real life card? It's Cleopatra. Exiled Pharaoh. 2 a black and a green for a 2/4 legendary creature, human noble. Got allies, which means at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target legendary creatures. And betrayal, which means whenever a legendary creature with counters on it dies, draw a card for each counter on it. You lose 2 life.
This is so dumb.
You want to play Cleopatra versus
Yeah.
Leonardo da Vinci, Shane?
I'm just literally seeing a video in the future for us boys. We're all gonna be playing somebody different from history, and we're gonna. That's gonna be a video, I think, in the future. This is ridiculous.
History lessons.
Historic brawl, and that's a real thing. Never mind. I mean, is this card?
Historic brawl, dude? Was that like foreshadowing or what?
Maybe. Damn, I don't know, dude. Okay.
What do you think about this card, though?
Yeah, it has some good abilities, right? Counters. That's great.
I mean, you got to play a legendary matters deck, but I mean, other
Yeah.
than that, it's okay.
Yeah, as long as you're playing, as long as you're doing what the card wants to do, probably good.
Yeah, fun fact about Leonardo and Cleopatra, these historical figures, there are going to be serialized cards and collector boosters, but if you do happen to stumble upon one, they will be in a different language based on where that historical figure was born. So, for example, Leonardo completely in Italian, and also Cleopatra is going to be completely in Greek. Why Greek? Because she was actually born in Greece. Yes, she was the queen of Egypt, which,
Oh,
interestingly enough, the flavor text will be hieroglyphics.
I thought, okay, I was like, I thought it'd be, yeah, Egyptian or something. Okay.
Yeah, she was born in Greece, so Greek.
Born in the Greece.
Here is the only uncommon that we're talking about today. I had to include it because it is a iconic thing in all of Assassin's Creed. It is Haystack. 1 and a white for an artifact. You can pay 2, tap it, target creature you control phases out.
I don't
And
hate
he's
it.
gone.
Like
It's a good card.
it's pretty funny flavor wise too. When you play this, you could be like on the hottest streak and just fall into hay, and you're like, I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah, I like this card a lot. Anytime you could just do phase out on instant speed is solid.
It's like Fairy's protection at home, dude.
Kind of.
On a minuscule scale.
Yeah, that's I know, I
Yeah.
know.
What do
I
you
mean,
think?
it's good. I'm just not thrilled. I guess I hate it because it's not broken. Is that weird to say? Like, I really wish,
That,
really
It's an
wish it.
uncommon.
that's where
I
we're at
know.
in our period of magic.
I
Not
really
broken, I
wanted it
hate
to
it.
blink. Like, I really wish it could blink. You don't get the ETB when it phases back in, you know?
It's
Good.
true. I still think it's a good card. Good card at an uncommon level too. I'm here for it. Moving on to Eivor, Battle Ready. It's 3, a red and a white for a 5/5 legendary creature, human assassin warrior. It's got vigilance, it's got haste, and it says whenever Eivor Battle Ready attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipment you control to each opponent. Look at that, guys. We have reminder text on this card because I believe they think they're going to get new players in the game based off just this set.
And the new players are gonna be like, whoa, Boros doing equipment matters deck? Crazy. I've never seen this before.
Isn't that wild, Steven? Boros equipment?
I just imagine the new players are just like, oh, okay. Equipment? Like that. I could probably put equipment in like other colors too, and they'd probably run really smooth.
Yeah, to be fair though, this is the starter deck card,
Got it.
base card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
so-
makes more sense now that there's a reminder text.
Yep, exactly. And just like this has reminder text, this next card does as well. This is Ezio, Blade of Vengeance. 3, a blue and a black for a 5/5 legendary creature human assassin. It's got death touch and says whenever an assassin you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card.
You know what? For a new player, straightforward, super. I would call this almost vanilla.
I don't know, man. If however many assassins hit a player, you draw that many cards. That seems
Yeah,
pretty
but I mean,
solid.
that's what I'm saying. Like card draw wins. We all know that. It's just not doing anything. It's just turning them sideways and you're drawing cards. For a new player, I'm sure they're gonna pick up on that real easy.
You gonna build this, Steven?
No, absolutely not.
Man, I thought Demir, it was like your baby. You like Assassin's
5
Creed.
mana for a card that says I can draw cards when things deal combat damage. It's restricted to only assassins, which obviously we're doing an Assassin's Creed set, so I mean it makes sense. I like the death touch and it's a 5/5, but like I could draw cards so many other ways.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, it's okay, Steven. Just say that it's too basic for you.
It's not too basic. It's got
It
a
is.
lot of things on there.
For you, it's too
It's
basic.
Ezio's a little too basic, man. These are starter decks, okay?
See, I get it.
I can't call my boy basic.
And that is going to do it for Assassin's Creed. But of course, they are talking about another set in August. That is going to be Bloomburrow. So the cards they showed off today are pretty cute because it's all animals. There are no humans on the entire plane, which is pretty interesting. So this first card is Mabel, Heir to CragFlame. It is 1, a red and a white for a 3/3 legendary creature, Mouse Soldier. It says other mice you control get +1/+1. And it says when Mabel, Heir to CragFlame enters, create CragFlame. a legendary colorless equipment artifact token with equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has vigilance, trample, and haste, and equip cost of 2.
Cute.
Isn't this adorable?
So cute.
Also,
That's
they said
tribal.
they also announced that this set will all be 2-color combinations, meaning
Cool.
this is Boros, and each color combination will have specific creature type. So Boros is all mice.
Cute.
Hmm
And I can
Now,
throw all these cards in that Mizzet deck that I've been wanting to build.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, they also mentioned that the Boros, the mice, are humans essentially, which I think is interesting. And everything is going to be really at a small scale, all the color combinations. So bigger creatures like this next card we're going to be talking about in a minute is like a world event. It's normally small to us, but because everybody is small, it's a lot bigger. But they also mentioned that you can go back into previous sets and they dropped in hints about what creature types can be attached to what color combinations. So if you go back in the previous sets, you might be able to find some Boros mice or something like that.
all right. Well, show me the card.
Yeah, that big card I was alluding to is Lumra, Bellow of the Woods. It is 4 and 2 green for a star legendary creature elemental bear. It's got vigilance and reach, and it says its power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. And it says when it enters, mill 4 cards, then return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped.
Whoa.
They said normally a bear would be like a tutu, but because they're so small, this is a big bear.
It's a star.
Yeah. That is a powerful effect.
This is a great card.
Yeah.
It really is.
Great card.
Those
Only
poor
thing
rabbits.
missing on this card is trample.
Not worried about it. We're
I
in
can live
green.
without it. Yeah.
Hey, you guys always say it. It could be blocked by a 1/1.
It could be. You are right.
But
Big
yeah,
dumb
this,
beater. Big dumb bear beater.
Big giant bear Lumra. I'm here for it.
Very cute.
Very cute. Let's move on to another kindred. It's the Otters. Guess what? This is Bria, Riptide Rogue. It's 2, a blue and a red for a 3/3 legendary creature, Otter Rogue. It's got prowess, and it says other creatures you control have prowess. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn.
Okay. So is otters?
Is its Otters.
That's cute. That's cute.
That's pretty cute. Yeah, is Otters, and let me tell you, this card is going to be annoying in standard when we get
Yeah.
there.
Dude,
Creatures
giving
you got
all your
prowess
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's nuts, dude.
with this having prowess, and when you cast a spell to trigger the prowess,
They can't
make
block.
something unblockable.
Yeah. This card does a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
Is it
see you.
is it Spell Slinger? I love it.
Yep.
What do you think, Steven?
I mean, you guys pretty much said it all.
Say it again. Say otters are
Say
cute.
more.
Otters are cute. I've always wanted to like pet them. And play like there's a zoo down the road that you can set up like whatever. So prowess, you know.
Dude,
Yeah,
otters
I
eating
mean
clams and dude.
prowess in a spell slinger type deck. It's definitely never seen it, so I'm excited to see what this can do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Me too.
But it's the fact that all of your creatures now have prowess. I get this one creature could have prowess. Not everything on your board does.
Yeah, there's other cards that do that too.
Well, are they otters? Didn't think
No,
so.
Shane, this is the first time I can honestly say they're not otters.
Let's move on to a rabbit. The final card we're talking about today. It's Burke, Long Ear of the Law. It's 4, a green and a white for a 4/4 legendary creature, Rabbit Soldier. It's got vigilance, and it says when it enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures, and whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it attacks, double the number of +1/+1 counters on it.
All right. They care about counters, Hunter.
So Lesnia's a rabbit.
Really expensive rabbit, dude.
I just want to point out that they are eliminating ETB. It's just enter. Not enters the battlefield. It's just enters. I like that.
yeah, I mean, it cuts down on text. So that's good, right? Like they want to make the text box more
So they can
digestible.
write more stuff to make things
Exactly.
powerful.
Yeah. They want
Shane,
to
there's
make
an otter.
that. I was gonna say something about that, but then I was gonna say like an otter slave. Like what's back there?
An otter
Otters.
slave. I don't think so.
Okay.
There's also a frog on the left-hand side.
Is that the little mouse chick behind it?
Yeah, I was like,
Maybe.
where do you see a frog? Oh, I see the frog now. I was looking at that mouse in the back.
Yeah, little frog to the left.
He's got his little
Yeah.
ribbon hand out. Yeah, cool.
His eye. I don't know. I'm really excited for the set. This is the set David is most looking forward to. He wants to buy all of the product from this set.
Yep.
Even the set symbol is just a little leaf. It's
Little
a little
leaf.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm here
Even
for
you're
it.
a big grouch. I'm here for it too.
But that is going to do it for us today. What a video. So many spoilers from MagicCon Chicago. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And in the description, you will find links to our social media accounts. That's right. That's TikTok. That's Instagram. That's Twitter. It's at Guys of Magic for each one on those. Comment down below if you guys agree with what we said in our spoilers here. Maybe we got something wrong. Maybe there's something that you need to open our eyes to that we didn't see on one of these cards that were spoiled from one of these 4 sets. That's right, 4. On the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys all so much for your added support. It means the world to us. If you guys didn't already know, we have added bonus content that you cannot see here on YouTube. If you wanted to see what they're seeing, check the description for the link to our Patreon account and consider subscribing. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.